Human archetype. What up, spiritual family? And welcome to Mount Fitness MBS Ministry, where I am your host, Brother Minister Mongoose. Always here to try to do whatever I can, whatever this thing that we refer to as God. That's most commonly term, the most common term for it. Whatever this thing that we call God, the universe, downloads to me to provide to you guys. I'm always doing my absolute best to get it to you guys. Hope you guys are doing well in spite of whatever challenges that may be out there. And being a human archetype, there's certainly challenges. But in spite of those things, we hold a key that I'm going to be touching on today. We hold a key that says we can feel good even though we don't feel good. And we can have triumph even though we're in a season where we're not victorious. This is our calling. We're going to be touching on that today, man. But I want to encourage you guys to know that everything that's happening in your life, everything that ever will happen in your life, everything that's already happened in your life was not a mistake. It was not an accident. There may have been plenty of mistakes and accidents and unfortunate situations and circumstances, some of which we brought about by our own hands, if you will, our own, deeds, actions, intentions, all those different things. Others brought about by way of the ways of the world, and just the fact that we're different. We're square peg in a round hole. We're the light in the midst of darkness. Pardon me. Nothing in your life, though, has been an accident or a mistake. Only when we look at it from a humanistic standpoint. But ultimately, this thing that we call infinite intelligence has, and always will have a very specific journey, path, and process for you. And when we embrace this truth, this is how we get peace in the midst of chaos. I want to encourage you guys to do something every single day. This is a holistic mind, body, and spirit ministry. And I encourage you guys to do something every single day. If there's anything that I can do to provide you with something that's more specifically or directly catered to you, your fitness level, your religious beliefs, the challenges and struggles that you may be facing, if there's absolutely anything that I can do, reach out to this ministry. But definitely do your absolute best to do something every day, regardless of how large, regardless of how small it is, regardless of how long it takes. The universe sees you. And if you stop and kind of sit your mind down, if you will, just like you would sit your body down, stop. Give your mind a second to rest and say, hey, thank you, God. Thank you, universe. Thank you, Allah. Thank you, Christ consciousness. Thank you, primary source. Whatever it is that you view this ultimate universal power as being. When you sit down and thank that power, that's enormously beneficial to you from a spiritual standpoint as well as a mental and emotional standpoint. When you take that fraction of a second to think about a creative way for you to find your way out of that drama, navigate that drama, overcome that drama, get that raise, fix that marriage, whatever it may be. When you sit down and you apply the mental faculties of your mind, the God-given gift of this, whether it's for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever, the universe sees your efforts. And the universe rewards you for that. Obviously, from a physical standpoint, the same universal laws apply. When maybe you didn't get to the gym. Maybe you haven't gone to the gym in quite a while. But the universe sees when you decide that you're going to park a little bit further back in the parking lot. You're going to park further away from the entrance. You got to go up 10. You got to go up to level 10 in the building. The universe sees when you decide you're going to walk that one flight. You're going to walk from 1 up to 2 and then take 2 for the remainder. The universe sees it. So do something every single day. This is nourishing. This is empowering. And this is incredibly fulfilling. Don't let anybody tell you that you got to be the smartest guy on the job. You have to be the smartest girl or the sharpest girl in the religion, or the sharpest guy. You got to have these gifts of prophecy and laying hands. Don't let nobody tell you that. Don't let nobody tell you that you have to go to church, mosque, temple, synagogue, or whatever in the way that society has defined. Your mind, body, and spirit. When you do whatever you can do, the universe will see you. And the universe will reward you for that. That's empowering as we face these times, as we face these storms, these obstacles that are giving us simply because not who we are, but what we carry. We carry the template of the original human being, the true human archetype. That template is alive and well in you and me and those like us. In a day and in a time where the overwhelming majority of people have lost their way. Within that community of those who have lost their way lies a number of them who have consciously chosen to remain asleep, if you will. They have made a conscious choice, whether it's out of fear, whether it's out of jealousy, whatever. They've made a conscious choice to follow this fallen age right on off the cliff into the great eternal abyss. So we've been assigned, we've been appointed, we've been what from a religious standpoint would refer to as anointed. And today's message is designed to help you know that you must accept your fate. You must accept your fate. The divine fate, not some fate that your parents have for you, that even you have for yourself, that society has for you, what religion has told you is your fate. You know in your heart of hearts, when you're in a situation, a circumstances, be it positive or not so positive, you know within your heart if whether or not it was meant to be divinely orchestrated. The old saying is, accept your fate or be destroyed by it. Whatever your fate is, we the Bible refers to it as, Heavenly Father, let thy will be done. Let his will be done. He has a plan. He has a design for each and every single one of our lives. And it doesn't mean that we give up on ourselves. We don't give up on his promises. We don't stop striving. We don't stop praying. We don't stop working hard, extra hours on the job, continuing to turn the other cheek, whatever's necessary. We don't give up on those things, not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. But through this grace of this infinite power, we can simultaneously realize that the universe has something in store for you and me. And what the universe has in store for you and me is infinitely superior than what you want for you and what I want for me. It's infinitely superior to, even the religious doctrine, the political system, the days and times that we live in. It surpasses all of that. And when we're struggling, when we're triumphant, when we keep that same mindset that this thing that we call God is at the helm, controlling both ends or both sides of the chessboard. So if you're down, going through struggles in whatever area it is, you work hard, you pray, you fast, you meditate, you read your word, you work out, you take the medicine if the doctors prescribe you some medicine or whatever, and you keep keeping on in faith, you keep hoping on in love. You keep putting high quality deeds with your faith. And in the back of your mind, in the front, the center, catter corners of your mind, you realize that this thing that we call God is in control. This thing that we call, the ultimate power of the universe, it is in control. And when you realize that, even though that struggle may continue to be enormously difficult, you can take solace in the fact that this universe has a plan for you, just as it has a plan for me. The flip side of that coin, guys, if you're doing great, you're dotting the I's, you're crossing the T's, every single aspect of your life is working out perfectly. Remember, it's not that you're so great. It's not that you're all that. It's not that you're so blessed and lucky, even though we would call it that. It's not about you. That's the point that I'm making. It's about the fact that this universe has decided, for whatever reason, to put you in this situation, just as much as it has decided to put the other person in the other situation. And when you accept that fate, you don't become arrogant, you don't become egotistical, you don't become selfish, you don't become judgmental, dismissive of others, you don't lose your sense of compassion and camaraderie in terms of humanity. You accept that fate as being your fate. Some of you guys that are in these, what we would call well-to-do type of situations, you get flack just as the people who are in the situation that we would refer to as not so good. Because chances are, 100% chances are, there's a lot of people, if not the overwhelming majority of people, that's in that Silicon Valley, if you will, type of orbit that you and your finances and your neighborhood and all these things, exist in. Everybody that's in that orbit, the places you go, the cars you drive, the neighborhood you stay in, everybody in that orbit is looking at you like there's something wrong with you. Like, why are you so committed to helping others? Why are you not egotistical? Why do you move in compassion? Why do you stand up for the rights of others when everything is sunny and great in your backyard? So you get a lot of flack as well. Accept your fate or be destroyed by it. Because if you don't accept your fate and you start moving in arrogance and it's all about my race, it's all about my ethnicity, my religion is superior, I got superior education and I worked hard and that's why I'm all of this. If you fall into that, those are the very things that will lead you unintentionally. You didn't intentionally go that way. You didn't plan it. But that heart set, that mindset, and failing to accept your fate will inevitably lead you or lead that person, whoever is operating under that kind of operational mindset, heart set or whatever, it leads them straight into the abyss as well. Just as it does for the person who's going through difficulties. And they start blaming others. And they start becoming mean-spirited and bitter and quit on themselves and quit on humanity. And, it's all these other things. That's the reason. No. Accept your fate or be destroyed by it. Because those same things fall into the bitterness, finger pointing, blaming others, coming up with excuses. Those things become the tools that lead you or that person who's operating with that heart set and mindset. It leads them straight over the cliff into the great eternal abyss. So you have to accept your fate. You can look at it like, hey man, listen, let me see if I can characterize a good example. Say everyone, and there's an old saying that no one leaves this life alive. Okay? And everyone, if they could choose the way, the day, the time that they exit this form of human existence, everyone would choose something that whatever, aligns with them. Maybe it's, taking a nap and never waking up, maybe it's whatever. But people would choose that. But the universe has already decided this person's going to go on this day and this time. That person's going to go on this day and that time, in this way, in that way. There's universal laws that are inescapable, unavoidable, and unchanging. And that person may do whatever it is that they do. They may plan well. They may have a great security team and whatever it is. And then that thing that they were planning against happening all along, that's the exact way that the universe calls them what we call home. So they may have had a security team or, took all their medicine or, had their health checkups, but still in all, the universe had something planned for them. So your situation, your circumstances, your mistakes, when you embrace the fact that it's all been a part of your fate, what the universe has for you, then if it's great, you don't become arrogant, you give back. If it's what we would call not so great from a societal standpoint, if it's not so great from a health standpoint, instead of you running on that treadmill, day in, week in, month in and out, from day to day, you're doing that. You're putting in the hard work, but you're not losing the weight. You don't give up. You don't become bitter. You keep working. But that solace is born from you realizing that you're doing everything that you can do. You're praying, your diet's right, you're doing all these things. But you're not getting that result. The universe has a plan for you. So whether it's, again, health conditioning, weight loss, finances, all of these different things, you keep working, guys. You keep being the human archetype that you're meant to be. You don't run from it. You don't become bitter. You don't become arrogant. This applies also, as I prepare to wrap this up, this applies also, guys, when it comes to, let's say relationships, business endeavors, people that you trusted the most, careers, that you put a lot of time and energy and effort into getting your education, your career. You put a lot of time into that relationship, loving that person. The truth of the matter is, just like the person, the example that I just gave from someone trying to lose weight, the truth of the matter is that relationship, that marriage, that business The universe has a plan for that. Because that's a part of you. And while we are co-creators, we're not the ultimate creators. So we keep praying, we keep hoping, we keep putting in the hard work. And even though it's not, doesn't appear to be working, it's brutal, whatever the case may be, you get that solace in saying it. When you can look your mirror and say, you can look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm doing everything I can. It's not happening. I understand that the universe has a fate for each and every last one of us. A fate on when and where we're going to, when, where, and how we're going to exit this life. When, where, and how when it comes to our finances, our educations, our come-ups, our triumphs, and the things that we will consider, outside of triumph, the things where there is no triumph, or there doesn't appear to be. So embrace your fate, guys. It's not always easy, but I can't recall anyone ever saying that it would be. All of our spiritual ancestors, had to deal with some form of difficulty in their lives. So I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I'm saying it gets easier when you embrace your fate. If there's anything this ministry can do to help you, then again, reach out to this ministry. I'd love the opportunity to speak with you guys. That's today's message, man. Embrace your fate. Haters on the job, people betraying you, whatever it may be, financial difficulty, financial advancements, everybody loving you and supporting you. And, you got this feeling that person is supporting you, but that person is a disingenuous person. They're actually supporting you. So, they want to hang around until they get to a certain point to where, they can cross you out. So you can't afford to fall into, hey, everybody likes me, I'm going to embrace everybody. You have to still be discerning. And you can't fall into that path that, hey, everything is not going so well, everybody's against me. You work hard, you stay true to your calling, this energy that's in you, this anointing that's on you. As a human archetype, you stay true to all of that. And you don't quit. You don't give up on whether it's financial advancements, again, saving that relationship, losing the weight, whatever the case may be. You never quit. Unless, of course, he informs you, that it was never be. It wasn't meant to be. But until then, keep on pushing on in faith, keep on hoping on in love, and accept your fate. Now, that's what I got for you guys. Again, reach out to the ministry if I can be of assistance to you. This is a holistic mind, body, and spirit ministry. There are services that are designed to help strengthen the mental you, the physical you, and the spiritual you. There's a whole host of these services. They primarily consist of experiential, philosophical, consultative services, ISSA certified fitness training. There's clean-hearted spiritual teachings and practices, good old-fashioned motivational speaking, as well as youth and young adult mentoring and counseling. If either of that sounds good and you'd like to get some information about how those services actually can strengthen and nourish all the different aspects of you, then I invite you to watch a video that's titled MBS Service Tutorial. Please also visit the physical fitness branch of the ministry if you have any questions or if you're interested in any or perhaps even all of the services. Hit me up by way of the email link that I'll leave down in the description box. And please do me a courtesy, guys, to watch a separate video that's titled My Testimony and Disclosure. You'll see the significance of that, and you'll see the significance of us accepting our fate and understanding that this thing that we call God, not that you don't see it, but it'll be a courtesy reminder to you. This thing that we call God is in control. Both ends of the chessboard. I'm not here because I'm, so strong, I'm so smart, I'm so gifted, so lucky, whatever. I'm here strictly because of this thing that we call God. So please watch a separate video that's titled My Testimony and Disclosure. Share that video as well, if you would, please. And if you got any value out of today's message, that's a clear upfront notice to you that others are also intended to get value out of this message. And if you'd like to double down and increase the voltage and the power of this message that you can receive, remember, the shortcut to receiving, guys, is giving. So if you got nourishment out of this, the moment you give back, you receive even more. Here's how. Hit the subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed, please. Share the video. That's actually the most important video in my belief system. That's actually the most important button of them all in my assessment of it all. Hit the share button. Share the message. Hit the bell icon for notifications. Hit the thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already subscribed. If you'd like to make a monetary donation, and this is important as well, guys, because it really keeps this ministry going. But whatever way, if you'd like to make that monetary donation, I'm going to leave a Cash App link down in the description box. But in whatever way you plant good seed into this ground, you will receive the harvest. If that harvest should tarry, if you'd like to perhaps even multiply the return on the whatever seed it is that you plant, hit me up via this email. It's right down there, guys. But I do know that whatever good seed you plant into this ministry, you will receive an abundant harvest, shaken down, pressed together, and running over. All of your support, monetary, hitting the subscribe, sharing the video, investigating the services, all of your support is what keeps me going by way of the universe. The more you give to me, the more I can give to you, and the more that both of us can give to others. So that's what I got for you guys. Thank you so much for the love and the support. I'm going to get out of here, but I encourage you guys to accept your fate. I love you all, and I will see you in the next one. And I am Brother Minister Mongoose, and I will holler back. Peace.